Another beautiful day in the beautiful life, guys. How are ya? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. Hope you are, I don't know, investing in things that bring you peace, investing in things that make your heart happy and make your spirit feel free. Like unbounded, unchained. Um, I don't know why, but this kept coming in my head, and I'm like, okay, let's make a video on it. Um, Something about there's a question. It was like, do you know why wise people are silent? Why are wise people silent? Why do they say little to nothing? You know what I mean? If you look at someone on the opposing end of a wise person, that's probably like a know-it-all. You guys know any know-it-alls? They're so funny. They know it all. All they've really done is read some information or consumed some information and then parroted it to you in such a way. They've packaged it in such a way that they seem like they're very knowledgeable, but are they? Like a lot of know-it-alls that I know have like really dysregulated nervous systems, if I were to be completely honest. And watching them is pretty funny, you know? It's like, oh, I have you heard about this? Do you know about this? Oh, I know it all. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's cool that you want to play the role of someone who is all seeing and all knowing. But I can see through your disguise. So who are you fooling? Like, who are you trying to fool? Are you trying to fool me? Are you trying to fool you? What's going on here? That's so funny. Anyways, yeah, wise people. Why don't they speak? Why don't they say much? Um, First of all, oh man, it was so clear in my head. Let me try and like re-grab it. They don't feel the need to prove a point. It's like what point are they trying to prove? You know? That's probably why they're silent. Wise people are also silent because I don't know. I feel like they've tried for most of their life to impart knowledge and wisdom on people who just weren't ready to hear it. And then after a while that got exhausting, so they just decided, hey man, why am I throwing my pearls to swine? Like I should just be silent, you know? It's like I feel like wise people they're silent because they see I wanna say they see reality in such a way that most people can't comprehend. And so it would be like literally pointless to try to explain that to someone, especially to like people who are like disinterested, um, or they, just haven't acquired enough life experiences to form a foundation to understand what the wise person is trying to impart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think they're just, so that's why they're just chilling. Like I don't know. Every time I think about a wise person, I always think of and it's not limited to age. They don't have to be like a 300-year-old monk sitting in a temple on the top of the Himalayas. Like just somebody who's just like silent. But then when you watch them, they like move intentionally. Does that make sense? Like they don't say much, but when you watch the things that they participate in, the choices that they make, and how they move around in, you know, reality, like it's very intentional. Like they're doing it because it's a conscious choice. It's not because they have been influenced by someone else or, they're operating from a place of anxiety and they're just kind of like mindlessly trying to like fill spaces to like self-soothe through mindless actions and mindless talking, banter, whatever. Yeah. I was fortunate enough to meet like truly, like I truly wise people, at least three or four in my lifetime, in this lifetime. Um, if you're talking about like in the physical reality, yes, I was very fortunate enough to meet three to four wise people. If you're talking about like books, I want to say because you can meet people through like their the information that they've left behind, aka books, aka videos, aka I don't know, whatever. I've met probably like three wise people that don't exist in this particular timeline, space, dimension, reality. Yeah, those people, I want to say Paramahansa Yogananda 100%. Paramahansa Yogananda. If you haven't read any of his works, oh my God, highly recommend. Um, Hazrat Inayat Khan, Osho. I love these authors. Like they actually the material that they write, I want to say is easier to digest because I've read some really technical stuff and that's a little bit more advanced. And I'm not trying to like make anyone feel like they're, I don't know. I'm not trying to like say that from a place of like condescending. Like yeah, who cares, man? Everybody has their own preferences, and I don't know. I've never really been into like the fantasy stuff, like Harry Potter books and stuff. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, I want to get to the really juicy, deep tidbits of knowing life and what I'm supposed to be doing here and how I'm supposed to be operating. And so, yeah, I got some really technical books, like very technical. Like, I wish I had one. I could show you what I'm talking about. Um, if you're interested in those books, just look up. What's his name? Yogi Rama Charaka. That was his what is that called? His alias. Is that the right word I'm trying to look for? Yeah, Yogi Ramacharaka. There's like volumes of books by that author that's really technical. If you really want to get deep, want to get really deep and technical about, trying to like, I don't know, figure out how to know yourself. Like, who are you? What are we doing here? What is the purpose? How do you regulate oneself? How do you like operate around people who are not regulated? And it goes into like the psychic realm and the spiritual realms of things because I don't know, like what we're experiencing right now is just like 1%, if even that. I know it sounds pretty like nonsensical, but it's true. I wish I had bought my book. Honestly, I should have bought my book. Anyways, yeah. Wise people are silent because they know like most people aren't ready to receive what they've acquired, like the knowledge and wisdom they've acquired. Yeah, I don't know about you, but and not only that, it's probably entertaining to stay quiet because when you're quiet, you can like you can like see reality as it is through, I want to say, radical presence. And that's the thing, like when you're silent and you're still, you get a glimpse of life um just as it is without interfering with it, without um participating, and it's really interesting. I don't know. I've I've like come across a lot of interesting things just sitting in place in silence and watching. I mean, even if you watch people, you know, they you can like peer into their mental, emotional bodies, and you can feel like their energy. Obviously, everything is energy, but you can feel it in such a way that you can understand like their blocks and locks. You can see their patterns, and then you can adjust accordingly. You know, adjust yourself accordingly. hmm Instead of being rocked by the waves of the world, you kind of like become like this anchor in it. So like the waves are like crashing around you, and you're just kind of like sitting like this. Yeah, I've been watching myself and others, and I feel like a lot of people have really hard time sitting with themselves. I made videos kind of pointing this point out. Yeah, they don't know. I mean, yeah, you could be sitting in silence, but then somebody's scrolling on the phone. And then mentally they're being transported into a whole nother um dimension. Like mentally, like physically the body is there, but mentally they're being transported and fragmented into other like realities. You know what I mean? Based on the content that you're consuming at the moment. Yeah, it's really interesting. I can't even like explain it fully, really. Like every time I try to explain like what I'm seeing or what I know, it's like words are such a limiting language, like if only I could just transport the feeling, or transport the vision, because sometimes, yeah, like you'll visual. I think when sometimes when you visualize things, you can't really capture the essence of your vision in words. Yeah. Um, I don't know. Oh, another thing, friendly reminder, if something doesn't bring you peace, it doesn't matter. Like say like you still have like attachments, like some kind of feelings attached to like the situation or the person or the whatever. If it doesn't bring you peace, like overall it doesn't bring you peace, like just peace out. you know? And then give yourself time to sit by yourself and let your emotional body catch up to your mental decision, if that even makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I've come to realize that, dude, I am I've made videos on this. I think like I think I mentioned too, like when you consume information, there's like a delay between like actual assimilation of the energy, and then there's also another delay in the application, and then there's a delay in like the um the outcome. You know what I mean? There's delays. So it's like you don't fully know something until you like go through like these different layers and levels and degrees of it. Where was I going with that? Oh, so for me, like when I was younger, I thought like relationships, like, you know, getting married and all that stuff, happily ever after was what I was concentrated on. There was a belief that I had fed into. Fast forward now, I'm like, dude, the ultimate relationship that you're absolutely looking for is not in another person, it's in yourself. Yeah, 100,000%, it's yourself. Yeah, but we throw ourselves into like, oh my God, I need to find another person to complete me. I need to find my twin soul, my soul mate. Dude, you are the soulmate, man. You and your relationship with the most high. That's the ultimate relationship, you know? And then once you like establish that relationship within yourself, the relationship that you've been trying to externalize with another person, um yeah, you bring it back to yourself, and then you realize that, dude, it was always within you. Your ability to validate yourself, um take care, safeguard your energy. It's all you, it's all you. You give yourself all the love, all the care, all the validation, all the good things you've been like externalizing. Just give it to yourself. And then when you do that, you hold that frequency, because eventually you'll get to like a place where like you feel whole and complete and peaceful within yourself. And then you just hold that frequency, and then you like move around in the world with that frequency, you know? Then you won't be fragmented, you won't be confused, you won't be looking for someone else or something else to like regulate you. It's like all in you. Yep. You and your relationship with the most high, with the divine, with the universe, with God, with Allah, Buddha, Jesus Christ, whatever you want to name it. That's the most important relationship that you should be hyper focusing on. And then everything else is just a bonus. Stop like spending your time. I mean, maybe you have to, but like spending your time in relationships with people who just don't value you, don't respect you, don't love you, don't care for you, don't safeguard your energy, who are yeah, dude, just drop all those guys like or girls like fleas, just leave them in the dust, and start focusing on your relationship with yourself and the Most High. And then everything, once you establish that, everything is a cakewalk. You know, everything is effortless. Anyways, blessings to one and all. Amen.